Hot Springs National Park is the smallest national park in the country.
We are going to spend the night at the
Historic
Arlington
Hotel.
It's Arlington Resort is what it actually is. The building, this building has been there for 99 years. It was built in 1924.
Yeah, something like that.
It opened in 1924, I think. So we're not sure. Some of the other videos and stuff that we've watched about it showed that it's old, but a lot of people don't appreciate that kind of nostalgia. We do. So we will be spending the night there tonight.
We're coming into Hot Springs now. Hot Springs, Arkansas gets its name from the naturally thermal spring waters found here. Flowing out of the ground at an average temperature of 143 degrees, the hot springs produce almost 1 million gallons of water each day. That's incredible. It's hard to tell exactly how long people have been visiting the springs. Native Americans call this area the Valley of the Vapors, and it was said to have been a neutral territory where all tribes could enjoy healing waters in peace. Spanish and French settlers claimed the area in the mid-1500s. In fact, famous explorer Hernando de Soto was the first European to visit Hot Springs in 1541. We're now coming into Hot Springs, and on the right are the 5 original bathhouses called Bathhouse Row, 2 of which are still being used today. The Fordyce, which is the most famous, is now the Visitor Center. If you love history, then you'll love Arlington, where we stayed this weekend. Since 1875, the Arlington Resort Hotel and Spa has been the hallmark of luxurious hotels in Hot Springs. When it opened, it was the largest hotel in Arkansas, and a distinction it still holds today. Stately and graceful, the 3-story, 120-room, gaslighted, illuminated wooden structure was built on federal reservation property, now known as Arlington Park. The Arlington hosted countless visitors who came to Hot Springs from across the United States, drawn here by stories of the healing powers of the thermal waters with the arrival of the railroad and the construction boom of 1878 to 1880. Hot Springs became a self-sufficient resort city that did not depend on industry or agriculture for its survival. On February 8, 1892, the Arlington Hotel Company was legally formed, and a decision was made to raise the wooden Arlington and replace it with a larger brick structure at a cost of $550,000. The second Arlington, with a guest capacity of 500, opened in the spring of 1893. Finished and ornamented in oak, it boasted a 54-foot by 87-foot rotunda and a grand stairway that circled a large glass dome. In 1923, a fire began in the subflooring, and the second Arlington, considered to be fireproof because of its brick construction, was totally destroyed. Construction of the present Arlington Hotel began on October 25, 1923, on land directly across from the previous location and no longer on federal property. Plans call for a luxurious, large, recreational resort hotel and a relatively new concept. Just 11 months and 3 days later, on November 28, 1924, the new hotel was completed, and that's the one we stayed at now.
Okay, so I watched some videos on this hotel, and I had a couple people make comments to me that this hotel is very old and dated, but I have no complaints. I find this hotel to be clean. Now, this hotel is 99 years old, people. It isn't as modern as the new stuff. Of course not. It's not modern. It's 99 years old. But it is, why do you come to a place like this? It's because it is 99 years old, and the architecture, and it's just amazing. This is a beautiful room. This is not one of the suites. It's just one of the basic rooms at the Arlington. And I have no complaints. The Arlington remains elegant and service-oriented. If you go to the bathhouse, it is a traditional bath with a bath attendant.
The Vapors was a nightclub in Hot Springs and is again during the last era of illegal gambling in the city. Upscale entertainment in the style of Las Vegas, Nevada, featuring well-known acts like Edgar Bergen, Smothers Brothers, and Tony Bennett distinguished it from many of the rival clubs in the area. Tony Bennett notes in his autobiography that he first sang his signature hit, I Left My Heart in San Francisco at the Vapors. One of the things we enjoyed about Hot Springs was Whittington Park. Spring training actually was founded in Hot Springs. Babe Ruth came to Hot Springs for Major League spring training 9 times when he was with the Red Sox. He hit the first 500-plus home run for Major League Baseball in 1918, 573 feet into an alligator park.
Oh, I'm about to get...
Jesse's pissed off.
Jesse is tearing the table up now.
Tearing it. Ripping and tearing.
But I'm still 49.
Oh, well.
Oh, my turn.
Wait, where are we? What are we? Are we?
The Arlington has hosted hundreds of colorful balls and social events since 1875. Today, guests from across the nation and around the world bask in the colorful heritage of this grand southern hotel. The Ohio Club is said to be the oldest bar in Arkansas, open since 1905. Former guests and baseball players hang out. Patrons included Al Capone, Mae West, Babe Ruth, among others. The mantel behind the bar was hand-carved in the late 1800s from a single piece of mahogany. Made its home in the Ohio Club in 1911 and remains today. So the Ohio Club was a really cool bar. We enjoyed it very much. I asked the bartender if there were any ghosts, and she said, oh yeah, it's haunted. Things happen all the time. Girls' hair being flipped that was sitting at the bar, and the condiment thing was it opens and closes by itself sometimes, but there's definitely a presence there. You would expect that for something that's been open since 1911. It was kind of cool sitting outside and taking the pictures with the old Al Capone replica too.
Well, we are headed on our way home for a weekend.
Wore out.
We are so tired. I may have to spend the next 10 days of my first 50 years repairing myself from the weekend. The last weekend of my 40s. Wasn't that bad. We had a good time.
We don't drink, and last night we drank a little bit. I mean, not like major, but you know,
I had 2 beers.
2 beers, and I had 2, 3, and half a pitcher. So that was over about an 8-hour. Yeah. So feeling it today.
And we did go to the Ohio Club this morning after we had brunch at the Arlington. Absolutely delicious.
And I'll tell you what, if y'all are ever in Hot Springs, if you love history, the Arlington is phenomenal. It really is. It's old, but it's a really cool place.